Welcome to the latest episode of the Stretty cast. My name is Dale O'Donnell and I'm here at Old Trafford at the Executive Suite for a Q&A with Lou McCarty and Sammy McElroy. The event has just finished. I'm delighted to be joined by two United fans from Clare. I'm with Noel Kelly. Noel, how are you?
Oh yeah, very good, yeah.
Bit of a friend of the podcast, I believe.
Yeah, he's one of my best buddies is Brian, sir. He's the best lad ever.
He's a bit famous around these parts.
He's very famous. He's a famous Man United, sir.
Let's hope the Reds get 3 points tomorrow. It's very important against this team from down the road. Have a safe journey home. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We'll see you very soon at Old Trafford. Thank you.
Sorry about the little interruption. So, Noel, as you can hear, big game tomorrow. Before we talk about the game against Liverpool, I know we're just talking about Brian. Sadly, he can't make it. I was in London on Thursday night with Brian. It was another night this season that it's one that's going to stick in the mind for a while because it's likely to hurt our chance of top four this season in Champions League football. What do you think of us now for the end of the season? What way are you feeling ahead of the game? That collapse against Chelsea, where are you right now?
I really was all for the manager, and like most normal fans, you would be like you wouldn't take the people that you could see the message from online, you know what I mean? But I saw the stats then, I was like, we're conceding 200 and something chances against teams, and then we're looking down the table and it's like we're conceding more chances than Luton, Sheffield United, Burnley, all those teams.
And the manager said he's not worried about it.
Oh, we have to worry about it. Every time that we lose the ball, the teams are going down the middle of us and what's going on there. So even as much as I love the manager, but obviously that is on him, because it's tactics. It's why is he not can he not see what's going on? Because we can see it, and we're not professional or UEFA managers. Can he not see it himself? That we're wide open at the and counter attack. We are a counter attack team. We shouldn't be because he wanted to be an Ajax team and wanted, but we're looking at a counter attack team and we're wide open so.
Some people question the manager the other night, but when you look at Dallo bombing forward at the end in stoppage time, he needs to be holding on. You have to question the players' IQ and making stupid mistakes and big decisions, and it's costing us big all season.
Yeah, it's that. As soon as he went forward, I remember I said I knew he was going to lose the ball.
I could see it,
and I could see it. I knew it. It was you just know it was you knew it was going to happen. So.
I'm with another man from County Clare, Shay. Shay, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's good to be here.
What age are you?
17.
17. So, what are your thoughts ahead of the game tomorrow?
Look, it's going to be a challenging one, but the last 2 games against Brentford and Chelsea, I think we're going to be gunning for revenge. We've seen it before. We've seen it before this season. It's been an underwhelming season, and we've seen it countless times. They like to bounce back, as they always say. Well, look, I think tomorrow, if they can make up for the poor performances in the last games, I think we're going to be in for a stormer tomorrow.
Well, you have a bit of optimism there. I want to ask, have you got patience with the manager?
I have patience with the manager. I think going back a year ago even, everyone was saying when we were actually doing good and putting in good shifts and performances, people were getting behind the manager. I saw a video there online of a guy asking Man United fans would they rather have Bellingham and Mbappe or keep Ten Hag. They all said keep Ten Hag because they want to trust the process.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think if you give him more time, give him more signings. Now that Radcliffe
and who else is there?
Sorry?
Manager-wise, who else is there out there?
See,
no one.
Yeah, there is people, but if you bring them in, you're going to need more time. You're just throwing away another year or two. It's just going to be this. It's just a cycle, a never-ending cycle.
Before I let you go, scoreline prediction for tomorrow?
I'm going to say 3-2 to United. I'm being optimistic.
Good man. Noel, I'll put you back for a scoreline prediction.
2-1 to us. Beat those ghost bastards.
And any last message for Brian?
You're a fucking Limerick bastard.
I'm ironically stood on Dale Street in Manchester with Jay, who you've heard on the podcast before. Jay travels to many games with me, and we're over for Liverpool today. Jay, how are you feeling ahead of the game?
Hey Dale, a bit apprehensive, right? It's United Liverpool, tough game. Obviously we've kind of let Leeds slip in the last 2 games. They're going for the title, but look, it's United Liverpool. Players have to be up for this today, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's United Liverpool, isn't it?
We were just having a chat there about the race for top 4 or top 5 Champions League qualification, pretty much, and it's going to be a stretch. It's going to be a big push now. It's very unlikely. It's unlikely that we'll get 3 points today, but it was unlikely we were going to qualify for the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and we did that. So if we do get a win today, do you think we're completely out of that race?
No, I think if we win today we're not, because look, Villa dropped points yesterday. I know Spurs have what looks like a handy enough game today, but they still have Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I think they still have Newcastle as well, and I think they've all 4 of them in a row. So they're going to still drop a good few points, I think, between now and the end of the season.
And Villa as well at the moment, they're dropping points.
And Villa are dropping points, but look, the thing too is, are we going to win every game? And at the moment it doesn't really look like we are, the way we're playing.
Well, if you ask the Spurs fan or a Villa fan about us, they'd say we're in the same boat. We're not winning games, we're not consistent, we're throwing away Leeds to Brentford at the end, and Chelsea, in games that we should be closing out and getting 3 points from, and we would be in that top 4 mix. We'd be in a lot stronger position today if we had won those 2 games. Finally, what did you make of the Thursday night against Chelsea? I wanted to ask about that because we didn't do a podcast on that, and Brian, I know, is in my ear about it.
Yeah, look, I think we were, if we look back at the FA Cup game against Liverpool, we won that 4-3. This was the other side of that. Look, it was a heartbreaker. You wonder, how do we lose a game where we're winning 3-2, 6 minutes into injury time, there's 2 minutes left, like a silly tackle by Dalot. But I think he left your man run at him as well. I don't know who the Chelsea player was, but he allowed him to run at him in the box. So then there's always a chance of giving away a penalty. The 4th goal, look, we kind of lost our heads at that stage. The penalty was the killer.
It was still a tennis match though.
It was still a tennis match, but look, I thought for the first kind of 5 minutes of that injury time, we were keeping the ball. I know we just had a conversation a few minutes ago too. We mightn't have been kind of spreading the play, but we were down in front of the away fans. They were kind of doing the triangles. We were keeping possession. It's just, look, closing out games. And even that Brentford game the week before, we were terrible. Didn't deserve anything out of the game, but we still scored in injury time and still managed to only draw the game. It's just, we just can't seem to close games out. It's very frustrating, I have to say.
Quick one, Ten Hag, patience still?
Oh, totally. He has to be there next season, no doubt about that. It'd be absolutely ridiculous to sack him.
It's a club that's lacked structure for years, so you're obviously seeing that this is a manager that the club should be built around for what we're trying to plan now.
Has to be. Look, we've Cobby Manu coming through, we've Garnacho. Look, they're Ten Hag players. He's brought them into the team. He brought Onana in. There's the goalkeeper. There's the spine of your team, kind of. He brought Highland in. That's his team. He has to have more time. Has to.
Thanks a million, Jay. And finally, scoreline prediction.
Oh, I'm going to go 2-2. I can't see us beating them today, to be honest. I don't think we're going to, we bet them in the cup. Liverpool will definitely be looking for revenge today. I think 2-2, yeah.
Shortly after the game, I'm here with a United fan, Anthony, from Portugal, near Lisbon. What part of Portugal, Anthony?
Cascais.
So I'm speaking to you after the game. You're not as happy as most people I've spoken to.
No, I'm not fucking happy at all. I'm sorry. I'm not
okay. Swearing's okay.
I'm not happy at all. No.
Tell me why. We just drawn 2-2 with a team that's going on to challenge for a Premier League title.
Yeah.
Why aren't you happy?
Because I think Ten Hag has done what Solskjaer did in the latter part of his tenureship, and that's bringing on players. When you're up in a match, my belief is you should keep on your attacking players, because on the break you've got a chance of scoring a third goal. When you're 2-1 up, the other team are pressing, and if you leave your attackers on the pitch, you've got a chance of going up the other end and scoring another goal and putting the game to bed. Sending out the signal, taking off 2 of your attacking players, taking off Rashford and Garnacho, and bringing on Mount and Amrabat. I'm sorry, that's you're handing the initiative to the other side, and then they're just coming on to you. And then, okay, so they get a goal. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do? You have nothing left. You have nothing left to push forward. Johnny Giles, he's an old man now. I don't agree with a lot what he says, but he does have things right. People talk about 3-5-2 and 4-4-3 and whatever. Johnny says, well, you just play with the ball. Where's the ball?
No blackboards or tactics.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So therefore, I think Ten Hag is sending out the wrong message, as Solskjaer did at the end of his tenure, which was bringing out defensive players onto the pitch when you're already up. You're 2-1 up. You don't bring on. It's like saying I'm going to sit back on the ropes. It's like, you know, Rocky, or it's like Muhammad Ali saying, you know what, I've won 9 rounds. Well, now I'm going to sit back. You're going to get hit with a sucker punch. It's obvious. Karma will get you, and that's what happens. And United happens over and over again. It's the wrong decision. You don't bring on Amrabat and Mount. I'm sorry, you don't do it because you've no options.
I've seen some of those views echoed at the game when the subs were made. So look, you're not alone. The one thing I will ask you before I let you go, because it's interesting speaking to you and hearing that you weren't too happy. Who would you have brought on? Because those players, maybe the manager said we needed to take those legs off, fresh legs. There's no attackers really on the bench. Maybe Ahmad. Who else really is there?
I wouldn't have changed it.
You wouldn't have changed it?
I wouldn't have changed the team. I'd leave the guys out on the pitch. If you're good enough to be 2-1 up.
Injuries in the squad, burn them out?
I don't care. It's Liverpool. I don't care. It's Liverpool. You get your 2-1. You get back in the dressing room afterwards. Then you worry about your injuries. These guys are on 350, 200 grand a week, 100 grand a week. No, I'm sorry. You go in, you win the match, then you go, then you relax, you get your massages, you get back out on the pitch. And if you've got to bring in reinforcements, you do that for the next match. Win what's in front of you. You live in the moment. And then the next game is the next game. That's the way it should be. 2-1, walk away, hell's head high. Now we've given 2-2, initiative Liverpool. Now we're even further behind Spurs and Aston Villa. We're even further behind. And no, win the match. Don't leave one up front. What would happen? Imagine a ball out from the box. Onana throws a ball out. All of a sudden, there's a corner for Liverpool. Onana throws the ball out. Garnacho's still on the pitch. He goes down 3-1. Game over. How many times does that happen to United? How many times do you see that happen with other teams? They do that. That's what a good team does. And Ten Hag doesn't have the tactics to do that.
I have 2 quick questions for you before I leave you go. First one: are we going to win the FA Cup?
Yes.
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 Okay. Second one: sack or keep Ten Hag?
That's up to Radcliffe. I would give him another season.
It's up to you, Anthony. It's up to you.
Well, it's up to me. Well, the outbox, I'm only keeping 5 players. I'm keeping Onana.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the Butcher.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Shaw, even though he's got no right foot. I'm keeping
legs at the moment.
Yeah. I'm keeping Garnacho, Manu and Hoyland. That's it.
Okay.
That was probably 6. No, I probably said 5. That's it. The rest of them can go.
And Ten Hag? Come on, give me an answer.
I give one more. I give him one more chance.
Okay.
I give him one more season.
Okay, fair play. Thanks, Anthony. Safe trip home.
Thank you.
Manchester United have drawn 2-2 with Liverpool. I think if you asked me before the game if I'd take that result, I'd take the hand off you. And a lot of people speaking as we left the game said similar. There were a few people that were unhappy, I suppose, baffled with some of the substitutions, which can't please everyone. But given the season we've had, it's not a result we can really throw our nose up at, because we went into the game against title contenders and underdogs. And that's been the case. Even though we have a good record under Ten Hag against Liverpool at Old Trafford, they still come to Old Trafford as favourites, and they have only a point to show for it today in their race for the title, and we're all hoping that puts a dent in that. I'm joined again by Jason to discuss the game. Jay, give us your reactions to what you just seen.
Yeah, look, happy enough with that result. I know we were 2-1 up and we would have liked to have closed the game out, but look, it's a good Liverpool side, as we said kind of earlier this morning. I was fearing the worst at half time. We didn't perform well in the first half, but look, they came out and Yeah, look, they came out in the second half and kind of showed up. Great goal by Bruno, great goal by Cobby.
Two great goals.
Two great goals, yeah. And look, I think it was a good result for us in the end. Look, we feared the worst at half time when we spoke about it. We hadn't showed up. And
you said 2-2.
I said 2-2, yeah. As I say, look, again, we didn't close the game out, but we're playing Liverpool, they're in the top three, they're chasing a title. I think it was a good performance in the second half, yeah.
There was chaos, as you'd expect. We've seen it so often this season, games where we've had leads and we've thrown it away, and this time it was us kind of coming back into the game from suffering that early goal, clawing our way back and then having a 2-1 lead. Disappointing, of course, to concede that penalty. I haven't seen the highlights. I've seen some people suggest that it wasn't a penalty. Can't comment on it right now, but the one thing that did annoy me in the game, and it was the same at Stamford Bridge on Thursday night, is I'm not talking big decisions. Some of the small calls being made by officials, it's all going the opposition's way, and we're getting no small calls our own way, and it's small margins, and these things do affect games. Kobe Mainoo's strike, we did have a look at that on the highlights. That's one. It's like a bit like Makeda against Aston Villa.
Yeah, definitely. Look, great strike. Look, Cobby is he's class. He's an unbelievable player already. He's only 18 years of age. Like, he is our best midfielder, without a doubt. Thought he was quiet enough now today, but again, he's 18 years of age. You know what I mean? We're not going to always get these brilliant performances from him. But again, he scored that goal, put us 2-1 up. The penalty from where we were in Jay stand, I thought it was a penalty, but again, I'd like to see it back. There was some tackles flying into, I have to say, in the second half, and we stood up, and Casemiro went in on one there near the end. Dallo had a great tackle at one stage.
Willie Kambala was brilliant.
Willie Kambala had an excellent game. Yeah, really, really good. Very good kind of athletic player. That's my first time now seeing him live. And I was very impressed with him today. I thought he was very, very good in the second half.
Just on Kobe Mainoo, I think it's not his fault that he's so good and we're already kind of a bit reliant on him. But what doesn't help us right now, and I said it to you before the game, was I felt that Casemiro should have started today because of what he brings, his experience in a game like that. But I did say to you that I wonder if we're going to need him much after today, because he's been so poor lately and some awful passing in the midfield, not reading the game like he did last season. And I think we're struggling as a result. We're struggling to cover ground in transitions, and I think we can all face that he's probably not going to be there next season. Kobe is the future, and I'm wondering if we should be starting games with Casemiro at all between now and the end of the season. We got Liverpool out of the way now. Should we be focused on the future? Like, I'm thinking maybe Mainoo, Mount, Bruno Fernandes, but is there any really point in starting Casemiro? Like, we all know as well, there's a track record with a lot of South American, Brazilian players that when they hit 30, their careers nosedive, whether it's they enjoy the party lifestyle, they enjoy the barbecue a bit too much. And we're not going to get into fat shaming, but at the end of the day, he's paid top money at Manchester United. He's not performing. He's probably coming to the end of his time at the club. But it's all about Kobe now.
It is, yeah. But look, Casemiro too, it's hard not to start him, as you just said, with all his experience, what he brings to the team. Lately, he gives the ball away way too much. Today we saw it as well 3 or 4 times in the second half alone. He was giving the ball away.
I don't think he's had a good run in the team this season when he's been fit.
No. But again, yes, he was giving the ball away today. He jumped in with a few kind of crunching tackles as well today, though, and he does bring that. Look, he has a lot of miles on his legs. He was starting for Real Madrid every single week when he was there. And another thing too is, Real Madrid don't sell players that are at the prime of their careers. You know what I mean? That's the only reason really he's with us. They didn't think he had it in his legs anymore. Again, he still has all that experience. He's still a great player. But I do think he's coming to the end, and I do think Mason Mount needs minutes between now and the end of the season. Don't think we're going to get Champions League football. We need Mason Mount. We need to find out where we're going to play him next season. What position? Still don't know. So he needs minutes. He needs minutes between now and the end of the season.
I'm probably leaning in on Casemiro, and people might suggest that it's unfair, but I was really baffled and annoyed in the first half when he kicked the ball out of play. As I don't know which Liverpool player it was that went down, was hurt, and Casemiro kicked the ball out of play so they, get in time to get back on their feet, which is a load of bollocks really in such a game, given especially the Liverpool player in question got back on his feet seconds later, ran as if nothing happened, and Casemiro had been bluffed. Whereas I thought Casemiro was more, especially last season, more the character where he'd throw in an elbow. As you mentioned, some good tackles, crunching tackles when they're needed, but didn't get that today, and I'm probably leaning in on him a small bit. But look, overall, if you said to the two of us 2-2, we would have took it. You predicted it. The next one for us, next trip, will be the semi-final at Wembley against Coventry. The season's been topsy-turvy, as we mentioned, like highs and lows, more probably lows than highs. Can we end it on a high?
Well, I believe
with the FA Cup.
Well, I believe we can get to an FA Cup final, which we should. We're playing Coventry. We should be getting to an FA Cup final, which will be 3 finals in 2 years for Ten Hag. Can't really ask for much more in his first 2 seasons. Yes, obviously we thought we would have been a bit higher up the league this year. Hasn't gone to plan. Again, say it again. A lot of injuries. Can we win the FA Cup? Look, if it's Chelsea, of course we can. If it's Man City, it'll be tough. It's tough. But then again, look, on the day, you never know what will happen. So hopefully we've 2 trips to Wembley still left in the season, and hopefully we can finish it on a high. Getting to the final is going to be finishing it on a high anyway, but obviously we want to win it this year.
Just one final note as well. I think today's performance, especially in the second half, you might question in the first half, but in the second half, the players came out. We mentioned they fight, but there was a bit of some of those lads standing up for the manager, I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. I do think Bruno needs a mention as well. Like, that was an unbelievable strike for that goal.
And the pressing.
And look, when you're there, you see him. A lot of the time, he's pressing on his own. And the mileage he puts in every single game is it's unreal. I know he likes to moan and all that, but look, I think he deserves a mention as well today. I thought he played very well today.
I thought Dallo as well deserves a mention.
Yeah,
some of his tackles, second half.
Yeah, look, I think there was a lot of good crunching tackles in that second half, which you need against a team like Liverpool, you know what I mean? You need to hit them hard at times. So that was good to see.
I want to end it on that note. Thanks for listening. It's been an enjoyable trip. Stamford Bridge wasn't great. We didn't get much recorded on that. But today, it's a matter in which the Willie did not flop.